The OECD has recently made a proposal on how best to tax an increasingly digitalized economy. And we feel that while this proposal might be going in the right direction, it is not bold enough to address the kind of challenge that we are facing, particularly as African countries, and I'll outline why we feel that. One, I think we need to recognize that at the foundation of the challenges of taxing the digital economy is recognizing that multinational companies are structuring themselves for the purpose of planning their taxes or avoiding paying their taxes. And therefore, any solutions that is being put on the table should be one that is cognizant of how the structure of multinational companies plays a role in their tax planning. And in this regard, I think that the solutions that the OECD has put on the table that to some extent includes an element of arm's length principle is not sufficient because, as I've said in the past, the problem is not about reforming the arm's length principle, but the arm's length principle by itself is the problem. And any solutions that still factor the arm's length principle is one that we feel will not address the problem. The second is that one of the objectives of the reforms was to achieve some level of simplicity of the tax system, of the global tax system. But what we see is that the proposals that have been put on the table are most likely going to make the process even more complicated, to the extent that of trying to determine which profits are normal profits, which profits are supernormal profits. I think this effort is going to be a purely political process. And what we know out of experience is that in spaces where there are political decisions to be made, the African continent has ended up getting the shorter end of the stick. So I think that in my own assessment, the only workable solution that would tackle the challenges we are facing in taxation of an increasingly digitalized economy is putting in place mechanisms that are going towards a universal formulary apportionment and not one that sort of builds in any kind of arm's length principle, and that's the solutions that we are seeing the OECD is putting on the table. And secondly, this I think would contribute significantly not only to addressing the problem but also significantly simplifying the global tax system.